Hello, students. Today we are going to discuss with you a beautiful poem by William Wordsworth. The title of the poem is The World is Too Much with Us. As the title of this poem suggests, Wordsworth here is regretting our too much attention that we are paying towards worldly concerns. The title suggests that we are engrossed in this world more than we should. Let us see the first line of the poem. The world is too much with us, late and soon. The second line is, getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. Little we see in nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. So this is the first quatrain of the sonnet. This poem is actually a sonnet, 14-line poem, and see its rhyme scheme. Soon rhymes with boon, parse rhymes with hours. So the rhyme scheme of this quatrain is A, B, B, A. Now see what Wordsworth wants to say in this quatrain. The world is too much with us. He means to say that we are too much attached to this world. And by the world, he means worldly concerns, materialism, materialistic concerns. He means to say that human beings are too much devoted towards materialistic concerns. Late and soon, getting and spending. Late and soon means during day and night, means all the time, every time. What we are concerned with, what do we think? We think how to get money, and then after we have earned it, we think how to spend money. So this is the only concern, this is the only anxiety, this is the only worry of human beings. How to earn money and how to spend money. We lay waste our powers. So we are wasting our capabilities, our faculties, all our intellectual powers in earning money and in spending money. So if, according to Wordsworth, if we are using our intellect, if we are using our brain power for earning money and for spending money, it is a wastage of our power. It is a wastage of our intellect. It is a wastage of our talent. So he says, we lay waste our powers. Little we see in nature that is ours. Little? What's the meaning of little? Little means nothing. Little we see in nature that is ours. So we see nothing. Little means nothing. Little we see in nature. It means we see nothing in nature. That is ours. The nature which is really ours, which is our real well-wisher, which is our real benefactor, which is our real teacher. We don't see anything in that nature. We don't see anything. It means we don't give any importance to that nature, which is our real benefactor. Little we see in nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away a sordid boon. We have given our hearts away. Means we have devoted our heart, our brain, our intellectual powers, our emotional powers. We have given our hearts, means our hearts are engaged. And where are our hearts engaged? Our hearts are engaged in materialistic gains. And according to Wordsworth, it is a sordid boon. Means the money, with the materialistic things which we are concerned with, they are sordid, they are useless, they are valueless, they are trivial, and our hearts are devoted to these trivial things instead of looking towards the beauty of nature, which is our real benefactor. We are looking towards materialistic gains, and that is a matter of regret. Really, that is a matter of regret. This sea that bears her bosom to the moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours, and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. So, again, see the rhyme scheme of this quatrain. Moon rhymes with tune, hours rhymes with flowers. So, again, the rhyme scheme of this quatrain is A, B, B, A. Like the first quatrain, soon rhyming with boon, pars rhyming with hours, and in this quatrain also, moon rhyming with tune, hours rhyming with flowers. Okay, so let us see the second stanza, second quatrain. This sea that bears her bosom to the moon. Just see the beautiful imagery. The sea is the beloved here, and the moon is the lover. And the sea wants to embrace moon. So, as you must have seen, during full moon days, there are tides. It seems as if the sea wants to touch the moon. The sea wants to embrace the moon. It's a very beautiful imagery. The sea that bears her bosom to the moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours. The winds, there is a music in winds. They are howling at all hours. They are making different types of noises. They are creating different types of sounds. So the winds that will be howling at all hours and are gathered now like sleeping flowers. So, in the evening, perhaps Wordsworth is composing this poem during the time of evening, and during that time, for some time, winds are calm. Winds become peaceful. They just become quiet for some time, like sleeping flowers. It seems as if the winds go to sleep for some time in the evening, like the flowers. So, and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. Here is the figure of speech simile. The winds have been compared to sleeping flowers. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. For this means for these images, for these beautiful pictures of nature. For this, for everything means every other natural scene, every other natural thing, mountains, rivers, meadows, grasslands. For all these things, we are out of tune. We are out of tune means we are not compatible with all these natural things. All these gifts of nature. We are out of tune means we are not compatible with them. We don't want to live in the company of all these natural objects. It moves us not. Wordsworth is so much full of regret. It moves us not. So, all these natural imageries, all these divine objects, these rivers, these trees, all these divine objects which have been created by God Himself, which are created by nature herself, they move us not. They don't touch our heart. They don't attract our sight, our eyesight. Great God, great God. So He is just condemning our behavior. Great God. Oh my God. I would rather be a pagan, suckled in a creed outworn. So might I, standing on this pleasant lea. So this is tercet, first tercet. B rhyming with lea, and outworn stands alone. So the rhyme scheme here is C, D, C. It moves us not, great God. Oh my God. I would rather be a pagan. Pagan stands for old religions where people worshipped different types of gods. All those religions where people worship idols and different type of gods, those religions are called pagan. Like Hinduism also, we are also pagans according to those standards of religion. Whosoever worships many gods, whosoever worships idols is a pagan. So Wordsworth says, great God, I would rather be a pagan. So instead of being a Christian who takes no interest in nature, it is better to be a pagan. Instead of being a Christian without having any interest in the objects of nature, it is better to be a pagan. So, if a person is a pagan, he will worship all the objects of nature. Like in our own religion, Hinduism, every object of nature is a god. River Ganga, Ganga Maiya, cow, Gaya Mata. So, and let us see our mountains, Girraj mountain in Govardhan, it's also a god. So, if we are a pagan, we see God everywhere. In all the objects of nature, we see gods and goddesses. So, if we consider that a certain tree is a god, for example, we worship peepal tree, we worship bargad tree. So, if we worship a tree like a god, we can never think of cutting that tree. So perhaps these ancient religions, they established this belief that in all these objects of nature there are gods. Every river is a goddess. Ganga is a goddess. Yamuna is a goddess. So we will not think of doing any harm to our mother, to our father, because in the all these objects we see our fathers, our mothers. Ganga is a river, our mountains, they are just father like for us. So we will not harm them. We will not harm a tree, a peepal tree or a bargad tree or any other tree, because we see gods and goddesses in those trees, in those rivers, in those mountains. So we can never think of harming them. Perhaps that was the reason why our forefathers established this belief of seeing gods and goddesses on all the objects of nature. So here also, Wordsworth is saying, I would rather be a pagan, suckled in a creed outworn. Suckled means nurtured, brought up, fed up. So, I would rather be a pagan, a person who believes in an old religion of multiple gods. So, it is better for me to believe in that religion, to be nurtured in that religion, suckled in a creed. Creed means religion, faith, sect. Outworn. Outworn, that is obsolete. Outworn means obsolete, means out of use. Old, ancient, which is not in use now, means which has been discarded. Outworn means that something that has been discarded. So the old paganism which has been discarded now, I would rather like to be a part of that old religion instead of being a Christian who doesn't worship nature. So might I, standing on this pleasant lea, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn, have sight of rising from the sea, or see old Triton blow his reed horn. So, so might I, standing on this pleasantly, if Wordsworth says, if I give up my own religion and I become a follower of paganism, then I might see gods and goddesses everywhere. Standing on this pleasantly, pleasant, pleasing, beautiful, attractive. Lea means grassland, meadow. So, standing on this beautiful grassland, on this green grassland, on this green meadow, have glimpses. Glimpses means sights, scenes that would make me less forlorn. Forlorn means lonely. If we see a soul in every object of nature, for example, if we see that, if we trust, if we believe that there is a soul in every plant, in every tree, in every object of nature, we will not feel lonely. Wordsworth means to say, now I am standing here alone in this meadow, in this grassland, and I am feeling lonely because I am a Christian and I believe that there is only one God. But if I am a pagan, I will believe that there is a soul in all these objects of nature which are before me, which are in front of me. If a tree is in front of me, I will feel that it is a living entity. It is an animate object, not an inanimate object, not a lifeless object. It is a living object. It is an animate object. It has soul inside it. So if I have this trust that every tree has a soul inside it, and if I am sitting under that tree, I will not feel lonely because I have the trust that this tree is a living entity. This tree is an animate object. This tree has a soul. So, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn. When a person is pagan, he will not feel forlorn. Have sights of rising, have sights of, I think something is missing here. Let me confirm. Yes. my dear students, please, here is a misprint in this book. So, have sight of Proteus. So, the word Proteus is missing from this line. Please correct it. Have sight of Proteus rising from the sea. So, Proteus is a sea god that can change its shapes. So, if a person is a pagan, he believes in different gods. Only a pagan can believe in sea gods like Proteus and Triton. So Wordsworth says, if I am a pagan, I can see the sight of Proteus rising from the sea. Or hear old Triton blow his reed horn. Triton is also a sea god, and it is believed that he has a conch in his hands. Conch? In Hindi we call it shankh. So Triton is supposed to blow a wreath, means garlanded. Wreath means a garland of flowers. So it is supposed that these sea gods come out of their abode. They are visible to human beings during daytime, but they are visible only to those who trust them, like pagans. Those who don't believe in them, these gods and goddesses are not visible to them. So, this is our poem, and as you see, it was a sonnet, a poem of 14 lines. I had already discussed with you the rhyming scheme of this poem. Let us see it once more. The first line ends with soon, and soon rhymes with boon. So soon A, pars B, ars B, boon A. So the first quatrain is A, B, B, A. Then the second quatrain, moon rhymes with tune, ars rhymes with flowers. So the second quatrain again has the rhyme scheme A, B, B, A. Then we have the first tercet. And the first line of the first tercet is, it ends with B. And B rhymes with Lee. So the rhyme scheme of the first tercet is C, D, C. Then forlorn rhymes with horn, and C rhymes with Lee. So the rhyme scheme of the second tercet is D, C, D. That is the rhyme scheme. And as you know, it is a classical sonnet because it is divided into octave and sestet. The first 8 lines means the lines that contain 2 quatrains. First 8 lines, starting from the first up to the 8th, it is octave. Octave means a collection of 8 lines, and the remaining 6 lines, they make a sestet. So the octave is divided into 2 quatrains, and the sestet is divided into two tercets. This is the division of the sonnet. One more feature of a classical sonnet is caesura and volta. Caesura is a pause that is at the end of 8th line. Let us see whether we have caesura here. The bone, at bone, the first quatrain ends, the second quatrain ends at tune. We are out of tune. So here there is a small pause. We are out of tune. It moves us not. Now there is a turn of thought from this line, and this turn of thought is called volta. So we are out of tune. Here is a pause, and that pause is called caesura. Then from the next line there is a turn of thought, and that turn of thought is called volta. It moves us not. So from this line there is a turn of thought called volta. So it is a classical poem, very beautiful poem, and I am sure you must have enjoyed this poem. Thank you.